If somebody would have told me these 3 photography tips from the beginning, I promise you I wouldn't have hit as much bumps in the road as I did. Hey guys, my name is Olivia and I'm a fashion and portrait photographer based in Chicago, Illinois. Today I'm going to be talking to you all about my 3 favorite portrait tips that I love to utilize in every single shoot that I do. Even if it's fashion shoots, portrait shoots, I'm utilizing these tips. So to jump straight to the point, let's get to the first tip. My first tip is that you control what the lighting does. And that is applicable in natural lighting and studio lighting photography. In studio lighting, use various tools and positionings to change how you want your light to hit the subject. That is utilizing grids, diffusion sheets. That's moving your light at a 45-degree angle. Are you facing the light directly in front of the subject? What are you doing to manipulate the light? And don't be surprised, you can even manipulate natural light. You can do various techniques such as doing a backlit picture where the sun is behind the subject, and you can utilize like a bounce reflector to bounce the light back onto the subject, because since the sun is facing this way, the reflector would bounce the light back this way onto the model. So technically that is a 2-light setup. Other various ways you can manipulate lighting in natural light setups is putting your subject underneath a tree to have shade, or you can even put your subjects on the cusp of shadow and highlight and kind of see how it naturally falls onto the subject. There's so many different ways to play with lighting and manipulate it for your own good. So don't let the light control you. You control the light. The next tip that is really helpful to really get different types of shots in your set of photos is to change the height that you are. Whether that's going up, eye level, or below, really creates different results. Because at the end of the day, the perspective that you give the viewer is going to help tell the story of your image. If I want my subject to feel grandiose, bigger than life, powerful, basically main character energy, I like to go lower than the subject just to really emphasize how grand this subject is. So that's even with products, that's with models, etc. If you want something to just appear larger than life, get a little bit lower. Of course, adjust your model. If it's a model, adjust your model so maybe you won't be up their nose. If that's what you want, that's what you want. But if you don't want that, change the face. Maybe tell the model to tilt their head down or turn to the side, etc. But find different ways to get the image that you want to tell the story. And what I love about eye level shooting is that I really like it for narratives where I'm trying to tell like a coming of age narrative, or I really just want the viewer to meet that subject where they're at. Very approachable, very easy to digest. I definitely like to do eye level. And then going above the subject, a lot of times can create feelings of innocence, apologetic, small, and even more playful occasionally. On your next shoot, play with different heights and see which one resonates with you. And of course, every option is going to be different depending on what you're trying to say for your shoot. And the next tip that I'm going to say is very important. A lot of people downplay it, but it's so critical to really executing the perfect shot. So that next tip is create rapport with your subject. Don't take this tip lightly just because it's not a technical tip. Building confidence between you and your subject is critical in order to define and execute the vision of the shoot. During prep, for example, engage with them, ask questions, get to know them a bit more. Building rapport does not start when they walk on set. Don't ever make that mistake. And this tip even applies to subjects that you may know personally. They may know you, but they haven't quite worked with you in this way. And my really big tip within this tip to really create that rapport with your client or your subject is to show them some of the shots that you have taken thus far on the shoot. Capture a few good images and show your subject what is going on behind the camera. A lot of times it really makes them feel like they know what they're doing. From an amateur to professional model, everybody needs to feel confidence within the shoot that they're doing. And at that very moment is when you feel this feeling where you and your subject are in sync because they know that you're capturing them well and you know that you can trust them to get the image that you need to capture. So it's very important because it helps both parties. Well, those are the 3 tips that really changed me as a photographer. And definitely comment down below what 3 tips or a tip, 2 tips, everything in between that you felt helped you as you're navigating your journey as a photographer. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.